In this Halloween retelling, Cinder is an orphaned girl living on the edge of a haunted forest. Her stepsisters, Helena and Lydia, and their mother constantly torment her. They force her to do the hardest chores. However, the town whispers about the pumpkin ball, a gathering held deep within the cursed woods every Halloween. Halloween is where spirits and creatures of the night choose their bride. Anyone who attends either gains immense power or disappears forever.
Look at her, always on the floor like a rat. She's probably dreaming about the pumpkin ball, as if she'd ever go.
I don't need a ball to live my life.
Mother says we'll be the most beautiful at the ball tonight. The Pumpkin King will choose one of us, and we'll have all the power in the village. And you, Cinder, maybe we'll bring you back a bone from the Pumpkin King's throne.
I don't need bones or balls. But I wish I could be free from this place.
Who are you? What do you want?
Cinder, I've been watching you. I am the Pumpkin King. I can give you what you want. To attend the pumpkin ball, to have freedom, to leave this wretched life behind. In exchange, when the clock strikes 13, you will give me your soul.
I'll do it.
Cinder now transformed. She wears a gown made of spider silk, her skin pale and ethereal. Her hair glows faintly like the moon, and her eyes glint with a dark power. The pumpkin ball is in full swing. Undead figures twirl around, vampires glide through the air, and the eerie music of skeleton musicians fills the night. Cinder walks gracefully through the crowd.
Who is she?
She's not one of us, but she belongs here.
I have a spell that will make him fall for me. I'll be his queen. If the Pumpkin King chooses one of us, we'll have unimaginable power.
Shall we dance, my bride?
Cinder hesitates for a moment but takes his hand. They begin to dance, a slow, dark waltz. The other spirits watch in awe.
We'll see about that.
They continue to dance, and from the corner of her eye, Cinder watches as Helena secretly casts a spell, muttering under her breath, trying to summon the Pumpkin King's affection. Lydia does the same.
Pumpkin King, watch closely.
Suddenly, Helena's spell backfires. A blast of dark magic erupts from her hands, turning her into a statue of bones. Lydia shrieks as her own spell causes her to vanish into the shadows, lost in the haunted forest forever. The spirits gasp. The Pumpkin King's grin widens.
Clever girl, you've eliminated your enemies. But don't forget the deal. Your time is almost up. When the clock strikes 13, you will be mine forever.
The clock ticks ominously, echoing through the forest. The final stroke of midnight is near. Cinder's confidence grows. The camera zooms in on her face, showing the cold determination in her eyes. She stops dancing, stepping back from the Pumpkin King.
I'm not your bride.
The clock begins to strike dong dong dong, but something is wrong. Instead of stopping at 12, the clock strikes 13. The Pumpkin King looks shocked. His power begins to waver as Cinder pulls a hidden ancient medallion from her gown. The Pumpkin King now only has a pumpkin head left. His body vanishes.
What have you done? This wasn't the deal.
I found this medallion in the attic. It's older than you, older than this forest. It gives me control over the 13th hour.
13th strike echoes, the Pumpkin King's power crumbles. His towering form begins to shrink, his pumpkin head starts to rot. With a final gasp, the Pumpkin King collapses into a pile of rotten vines and ash. The spirits around the ball watch in awe as Cinder stands tall, the new Pumpkin Queen.
The deal was when the clock struck 13. You should have known better. Now the Pumpkin King belongs to me.
The creatures of the night bow to Cinder as she ascends the Pumpkin King's throne, now hers. She sits, radiating dark power, a crown of bones forming on her head.
She's more powerful than the king ever was.
Wow, we have a new Pumpkin Queen.
Cinder's lips curl into a satisfied smile, showing her ruling over the haunted forest. The souls of her stepsisters trapped in the trees behind her, their voices echoing in the distance.
You know, I've always loved Halloween. Happy Halloween.